Hello and welcome. I've been wanting to do a little series on what to wear to a Western dressage show for a while, so I compiled some publicly available pictures and some of my own pictures, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what to wear to your first Western dressage show, or maybe your second or third Western dressage show. So the disclaimer is that this is based on the rules, which we're about to go over, but it also includes some of my opinion. If it is my opinion, I will certainly try to point that out, but I am a licensed Western dressage small R judge. So straight from the Western Dressage Attire and Equipment Guide, our minimum required apparel for Western dressage is a suitable hat or helmet, long sleeve shirt, trousers or pants, and boots. And then we get into the optional apparel listed there. So we're going to start out with the minimum requirements. Hats. So I set this up with some of the things that are recommended here on our left and the things that are not on the right. So in the yes column, we have all different kinds of felt hats. We see the top left starting up there. We've got a nice tan felt hat. We've got a black felt hat, and they have some nice crisp edges where they have been shaped. There is also a straw hat there in the center that is shaped nicely. And there's also Western specific helmets. They don't necessarily have to be a Western specific helmet. The ones we aren't recommending are the cheaper hats that are made for sunwear or costumes. For shirts, in the yes column, you can start out with just a basic button-down shirt. Right there in the center of that red one, we can get into some fancier button-down shirts. You can add a little bit of bling. There's a lot of leeway, and gosh, so many different options, so many different price points. You can really go all over the map with what kind of shirt you want to wear, but you do need to make sure that your shirt has a collar. And I think some of the cheaper end shirts, while acceptable, have a little bit flimsier of collars, just my opinion, and some of the nicer ones have more firm collars. The no column is rodeo wear that does not have a collar, or sun shirts that don't have a collar. Pants. So we see under the yes column a guy that looks like he has kind of slouchy pants. What we're trying to show there is a little bit of stack in the pant. So you want your pant to be long enough when you're standing that when you get on your horse you don't have a whole high water situation like we see there on the right. Will you be penalized for that? No, but I think it looks tidier if you think ahead and make sure that your pants look appropriate and lengthen your leg and make your equitation look nicer while you're on board. You can also do any color jean your heart desires, as long as it's clean and neat in appearance, no ripped jeans, and wide leg pants look a little bit messy. For boots, most often we see Western competitors wearing the broad square toe boots that we see on the left. Now it doesn't necessarily have to be broad square toe, but I think when you get closer into the pointier toe boots like that kind of yellow colored one on the right, it starts to look a little bit silly. It looks nicer in the stirrup for you to have a broad square toe, and most of the ones on the left there have a leather sole that is an added safety feature when you're in the stirrup. The chunky one on the right that I put there with the black sole, I find to be a little bit too dangerous in the saddle. Your feet can get stuck, and the plastic boots, gosh, just don't wear plastic boots. That's sad. So to wrap it up, all you need for a budget outfit, if you're just getting started, is you have to have something on your head. So a cowboy hat that's appropriate, not a costume hat or a hat that's made just for sunwear. And you need to have a long sleeve collared shirt. Your pants, they can be jeans, they can be black trouser pants, as long as they're nice and tidy. Hopefully they're a nice length to make your leg look nice and long. And then you need some good quality boots with a little bit of a heel. So now we'll get into some of the additional appointments that you might choose to add. So neckwear, these are called wild rags that we see on the left. You can add a little bit of style to your wardrobe. We can get into how to tie a wild rag later, and then there is a bolo tie with a little turquoise slider on it there at the left as well. So of note, you still have to have a collared shirt, so we're pairing it with the minimum requirements and just adding it in addition. In the no column, I just put a regular scarf. I can't really think of a lot of neckwear that wouldn't be allowed. I mean, something silly maybe like a bow tie, I'm not sure, but wild rags and neckties are the most common. Vests, so you can add a vest to your collared shirt. Keep in mind you still need the collar shirt underneath, which we see in all of these. You can have a long sleeve shirt with a collar, a vest, and a wild rag if you want. You can just go wild. And then the vest vary just as much as the shirts do. Everything from that see-through kind of number, which I think came from Rod's up there at the top left, to a more subdued version, or a fully blinged out version with all the rhinestones. It really is up to you. And in the no column, I've just included, we don't want to wear fashion vests. Spurs, I'm not going to get into every single different spur that exists because there are a lot, but you can wear just regular dressage spurs and classical dressage spurs, that is, with the standard classical dressage spur straps. You can wear Western type spurs as long as they don't have sharply pointed tines, is the way it is worded. So the one on the left with the turquoise accents has more nubby tines on the rowel, and the one on the right has sharply pointed tines and would not be allowed. Your rowel also has to be vertically oriented, meaning that it spins, vertically compared to the ground, not horizontally. Chaps. So there's a lot of different kinds of chaps too. We see the ranch kind of, it's like a smoky gray color almost, really like that one. Chaps down there in the bottom left, the black equitation chaps, and I think the way her foot's cocked there kind of shows that when you're in the saddle, the end of the fringe is tapered, so it makes your leg look nice and lean and even longer in the saddle. It's a nice look, and a black chap goes with everything. Chinks up there in the top left, and these come in all different colors. You should not be wearing English half chaps, and that's a picture of an English type of chap since we are in a Western sport. So for your investment outfit, if you think you're going to be riding Western dressage a bit more often, you might want to invest in some of these other pieces or a nicer shirt. It's up to you, but remember we showed the only things you need for the basics. So in your investment outfit, you might invest in a nicer hat. A nicer hat goes with everything. We can do another video on different hats, but they go up it generally in quality by the number of X's, 4X, 10X, etc. And there's an example of a helmet called a hell hat in the bottom left. If you're a helmet wearer, you can also design your own Western helmet. And here's a picture of me in one of my outfits just to finish up the video, and I hope you learned something and you feel more confident going into your first Western dressage. So you're going to look great, and you and your horse are going to do awesome. Welcome to the community.